present with Mr. Dusler, your attorney and the state's attorney. All right, you were indicted for the first-degree felony of promoting prostitution involving a child younger than 18 years of age. That is a first-degree felony, carrying with it up to life imprisonment. And the pre-sentence report has been prepared. If the parties had an opportunity to review it, any corrections or changes to it, state?
I've reviewed it, no changes, Judge.
In defense?
No.
Then it is made a part of the record for all purposes. And this is a cap of 10 years imprisonment. So it's a first-degree felony. You are looking at no less than 5, no more than 10 years confinement in prison. Deferred or unadjudicated probation can be allowed. Is regular probation also an option here in this case? I'm not aware it's not.
I think it is, Judge.
I think you can be sentenced up to 10 years in prison, and that could be suspended, and you could be placed on regular probation, but that's a conviction. But we're going to verify if that's an option. I'm looking at this pre-sentence report. How old was the child here?
16, Judge.
16? Okay. That was the child being prostituted by
Yes, sir.
this defendant and another. Okay. Go ahead.
Okay. Judge, on this situation, let me just first of all say that we're asking for deferred adjudication because she has no recorded criminal history whatsoever. This was a situation where she was, as acknowledged in the pre-sentence report, was personally involved in prostitution and working out of one of these hotels in Belmont where they're well known for prostitution activities. The little girl, the 16-year-old, was there doing the same thing at the same time. As indicated in the report, they met up, and this lady, obviously having more experience in this line of work, was helping her with advertising between the two of them, and they were participating in proceeds from that. The biggest problem was is we had an underage person that was involved in it, and she wasn't aware that she was underage at the time. Person had told Ms. Morgan that she was of legal age, and basically they were just both participating in this illicit activity together. Again, it's not a good thing. It never has been. Unfortunately, it's the nature of the world. She does not have a criminal history. She realizes that it was wrong. She also realizes, as stated in the pre-sentence report, that she would like to get her life together herself, and maybe find something a whole lot better to do in life than this. And I think she's expressed a good deal of remorse about this, with the idea that she wants to clean up herself, as well as showing remorse for what happened here involving this minor child. Again, no criminal history for crimes of any sort, eligible for deferred adjudication probation. We think she's worth an opportunity to give her a shot at doing it. So we're asking for it.
State.
All right, so let me start with going back to the legal question you asked, Judge. This offense under Section 4303 is not one of the ones that's listed that the court has any limitations on. It's right in and around other charges that could be, which is why, Your Honor, I'm sure was wanting to make sure. So all your options are open to you as far as this is concerned, Judge. It is a first-degree felony, which means that it carries anywhere to 5 to life, as you know, Judge. It's hard to say what's the right thing to do with a scenario like this. It is true that she has no felony court history, but to really hang your hat on that is in my mind is a mistake because she admits to all kinds of criminal conduct that should have been charged. So even, the bottom line is, this is just the first time she got caught. What she's done here is been deliberately ignorant about what somebody's age was and got a 16-year-old involved in the same criminal conduct, which is why this is an offense. It's why it's a first-degree felony. So when we look at that, the legislature, when they wrote it up, didn't say, well, on first-time offenders, we're always going to do X. You got to look at each situation and consider what is appropriate. To say that this happens at a known place where this occurs, I don't agree with that statement either. Unfortunately, crimes occur in our county, and this is one of them. And when it comes down to when we're going to determine what's the right thing to do, this lady assisted a 16-year-old to post nude photographs of herself online to encourage grown men to come and have sex with her. A child. That's why I wasn't going to offer probation. That's why I made a cap agreement, because I can't in good conscience say that somebody that does that with a teenager, if you don't like the word child, to say that that's okay, and that we're going to say that when that occurs, that the right thing to do is say, oh, well, I didn't know how old she was. And no, I've never been caught before, so let me have probation. Because I'm planning on standing in this courtroom on cases that involve same or similar facts, I want to stay consistent. And to me, this warrants prison time.
Okay. Go ahead.
Well, I've already stated what we feel is appropriate. She doesn't have a criminal history. She was engaged in prostitution, which she shouldn't be, but was not aware this person was underage, and this person also was doing it on her own before the two got involved. It's not like she trafficked her into that business. They were both there engaging in prostitution. They just started working together, which is no excuse, but certainly, in my opinion, does not warrant prison time on a first offense like this. I say give her a shot. I think she's been very forthcoming in her statements about her life, the problems that she's had, and she really wants to clean up her life as well as quit doing this, not just involving this other person, but involving herself as well. And I think the best way to do it is give her a shot at it. That's what deferred does. When you're looking at a first degree felony, if she messes up on deferred adjudication, I mean, that's up to anywhere from 5 years to life in prison. So I think that's a pretty big hammer hanging over her head. But I think it's worth a shot, and she's worth a chance at redemption.
Anything you want to say?
If I would have known that girl was not 18, that whole situation would have went completely different.
In what way?
I definitely wouldn't have posted her, and definitely would have took different precautions after I had helped her get her things from.
But you would have continued the prostitution ring going if she was older than a child, right? That's what you were doing. You were running a prostitution ring, weren't you? Oh, you weren't? I'm sorry. You created and posted online advertisements on Skip the Games, a website known for prostitution, advertising both you and the child. You admitted to requesting and posting nude photographs of the child, which were used in the advertisements. Is my probation officer false and misleading me, or is that true?
That is true.
Yeah, you were running a prostitution ring. Thank you for helping the quality of Beaumont get better. This is what this city is supposed to stand for? Prostitution, vice? Well, you were responsible for it. You were the madam. No, this, too many good people are in this town and this county. We don't need people like you who just think it should be used for immoral purposes only. That's immoral.
Yes, sir.
No, so you do it anyway. All, and you acknowledge that you were using this child as a prostitute. You're trying to say, I didn't realize she was younger than 18, so let me go home. No, you stand for immorality and you stand for problems. This isn't what this quality of life in this city and county are supposed to be all about. The leadership around here work too hard, and the people, by and large, are wonderful people. People like you who make money off of immorality and the mistakes and the promotion of children into vice and illegality. You kind of drag down what we're all trying to keep maintained, and that is a quality of life. So people can come to this county and enjoy life
I
in
understand.
spite of you. You understand, but you continue to do it.
That's not what I want for my life anymore.
It's not what you want. Why? Because you got caught. It wasn't your choice. No, you got caught. This wasn't your choice. Then you're just worried about you. Well, how about the child that you misled and corrupted? Any remorse for that, her soul and her life?
Major.
Yeah, well, you promoted her. You know better.
Judge, it's no excuse, but I think, again, she was very forthcoming about her family history as well. And I think it says a lot, the way she was raised, that she's been in foster care since she was 12 years old herself, because both of her parents were incarcerated. You know, she didn't.
How did that work out for you?
She didn't grow up with very
No,
good
how did that
parents.
work out for you?
Not the greatest.
Well, so why would you make life miserable for someone else if you knew that that wasn't the quality of life? All right.
It's not a very good role model. But anyway, again, it's no excuse, but just maybe an explanation of how she got involved in these type of things.
Anything else? Anything from state?
Yeah, Judge, I want to just kind of, I want to point your attention to the PC. Do you have a copy of that?
Stand by.
Here's mine.
Yeah.
And what I want to highlight there is that
You go. I got it.
it, by all appearances, if you consider other versions that were offered, it seems like the 6-year-old was at risk involving somebody else that may have been potentially trafficking her, and she basically jumps out of that grease into this fire, where instead of somebody gets her to help and leads her in the right direction, she then takes away from that bad situation and gives her this situation instead. And that's all from the PC information, Jeff. What got the law enforcement's attention was the 2-for-1 special they were running, posted on Skip the Games. So I looked to see if that information was highlighted in the PSI. And it
Where she and the
wasn't.
child would work together.
Yes, sir.
In the
Yes, sir.
sexual act.
Yes, sir.
Okay. No, I think we feel dirty enough already talking about all of this.
Thank you, Judge.
Anything else you want to add?
No.
Ma'am? If not, I'm going to find you have pleaded guilty today voluntarily. You are mentally competent to do so to this first-degree felony of promoting prostitution of a child younger than 18. There's sufficient evidence supporting your guilty plea from State's Exhibit 1 admitted here to find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. I now find you guilty beyond a reasonable doubt of this offense. And I am following this agreement. You are, which is a cap of 10 years imprisonment. You are hereby sentenced to confinement in the institutional division of the Texas Department of Criminal Justice to serve a term of 10 years. What is the price? What is right of the loss of innocence of a child? I keep repeating that. That was your fault. That was yours. You made a immoral life for that child by marketing her for sexual purposes and making money off of it. Shame on you.
Didn't.
You hurt this city and county. We stand for something of more of a quality of life than that. That is immoral. It's illegal, and it's a child who was being sexually assaulted each time, and you were the madam. You were the person responsible for it. You were the organizer and the manager of it. Shame on you. But shame on anybody who promotes prostitution, especially of a child, because you can't have innocence back with a child when it's taken away. That's not for you. That wasn't for you to be responsible for, but you paid the price. And she's suffering, I'm sure, the harm as a victim of this. But it's all a bad, terrible, immoral structure because it takes people willing to have sex illegally, promoting it, and the prostitution and the people who are involved in taking part in the acts. But this is a child. And you pay a price. Adults pay a price when they harm children on this court's watch. Do you understand what's happened? That is all.
Your Honor, may I ask the court to consider withholding imposition of the sentence and placing her on regular probation?
Yeah, I've considered that. And this is a child who was sexually molested. You organized it. You think that is what that's what this court stands for, is making light out of that? No. When we catch you, you're going to be prosecuted. You're going to be punished to set an example. That's not what Beaumont and Southeast Texas stands for. We stand for quality of life. This isn't a prostitution, a place where prostitution is condoned, especially of children. Shame on you. Shame on you. Can you give back that child's innocence that was taken away that you organized? No. It has a price. It has a value, which our Creator gave. You should never take that away. Shame. But you will pay a price, and anyone in your situation on my watch will. We stand for something better than that in this area. Shame. We're setting good examples as best we can in spite of you. You need to fix your mess.
I wanted to, Your Honor.
Yeah, it's just not you. You're harming others. Children. That's why you're sentenced. That is all. Here, thank you.